All right, I've got an instant request here from Andrew. So thank you so much for this one. And we're actually getting back to the warning finally. This is Danny doing a Gear Masters episode, which I've never seen the show, but it sounds like she's going to go through her gear. And I want to apologize. It's been so long since I've done anything on the warning. I know there's a couple new songs I still need to check out. I've been so busy. We just had a baby. I just finished my new album. So it's been a lot going on, but I'm excited to get caught back up on the warning. So, here we go. Let's check this out.
Hey everybody, I'm Danny from The Warning. I'm the guitar player and singer of the band. We're super excited to be headed out on tour, promoting our newest single, which is called More. Go ahead and listen to it. And today,
I've heard More.
I'm going to be
Sweet.
taking you through one of my guitars. Well, a lot of them. But first, this amazing PRS guitar. She's my baby. This is a custom 2408 guitar. She was my first PRS guitar, and I completely fell in love with her during the pandemic. I was kind of like in this like dating sense in guitars. I was really trying to find out where I was the most comfortable, and I found it right.
I get that. Sometimes you have to like court your different guitars before you really settle on the one you're comfortable with. I have a few guitars, but I really only use one regularly. But anyway, I wonder if this is the one that has the, I'm pretty sure it is the one that has the blue LEDs when she's playing live. I wonder if she'll talk about those at all.
Right here with this beautiful baby. I take her everywhere. She's been with me through a lot of
Love
tours.
that wood grain headstock.
And this is like my main go-to guitar, which is super cool because if you see here, we have, this is like the cool thing about the custom 2408. We have the split coils, which you can have different combinations of pickups between all the different settings. We have this double switch here.
Oh, sweet.
And I did a little bit of modification. This is really new, but look at this. If I click on this switch, we get some LED lights in here for when everything goes dark. I will not lose my way.
So those LEDs are actually built into the guitar. So I know they make ones that you can like stick on, but I'm like, dude, that'll totally like get all gunky and wear off with all the sliding you do up and down the neck. Maybe they work really great, but I don't know. That's pretty cool.
Here for when everything goes dark. I will not lose my way. It's very, very cool. You know, even though we're a super rock and roll band.
Also on that point, I always thought the LEDs were just to look cool because they do. But I was recently recording. I haven't played live in a really long time, but I was thinking about how difficult it must be when you're playing live to see where your hand is on the fretboard. Because I was recording in my studio a live performance video, and it was dark in there, and I was like, oh crap, this is a lot harder than when I'm just jamming in the daylight. But you know, most concert settings are dark, so it's hard for the musicians to see the guitar. Just gave me a new appreciation for that. But the LEDs are brilliant for that, because you can actually see. Sometimes you lose track of where the fret dots are, or the fret markers, because it's dark and they're hard to see, especially with me when my glasses keep falling off and I'm going blind the whole time. But anyway, okay.
And
Cool.
most of my, the tunings of the songs are in E standard. I usually go all the way in tone, all the way in volume, because I'm the only guitar on stage, so I want to be as loud and as clear as
Cut through the
possible.
mix.
Also with the bridge pickups. And here, I really like to use both my humbuckers to like the most
crunch.
I can, right? I have some parts with cleans that I will go up here, but usually I just leave it like that. I like to play that with that more around in the studio.
Okay, so when she said I will go up here, she's talking about like she will do the coil tap to make it a single coil, get that more twangy, bright sound for the clean tones, because a lot of cleans with humbuckers sound a lot more mellow and rounded, and sometimes you want them to be chimey and cut through more when you're in clean. So that's interesting. She has very specific parameters where she will use the coil tap, but mostly sticks to humbuckers for that crunchy rock sound.
For live purposes, that's usually where I just like go all out. For the strings, I use 1046. These are the Ladio strings, NYXL. And yeah,
Nice.
They're thinner strings because I have a tiny hand, but it's all good. They rock just as hard. So
She uses 10s and she says they're thin?
I have a L NYXL. The Ladio strings, NYXL. And yeah, they're thinner strings because I have a tiny hand, but it's all good.
That's funny. She says 10s are thinner strings because I use 8s. And now when I play 10s, I'm like, why is it so hard to bend? I can't do anything. So, like, her hands must be a lot stronger than mine.
They rock just as hard. So yeah, those are the strings that I use. So I really hope I don't cry when I tell you the story about this guitar. So this is the Gibson Explorer that was gifted to me last year by one of my idols, Lizzie Hale.
That's right.
It's an incredible story because I was waiting for a guitar change from my guitar tech mid-show, and then I realized that he comes to take my guitar but he doesn't give me anything back, and I was just like, oh my god, what's happening? And then before I knew it, Lizzie Hale comes running on stage with this guitar and just like hands it to me. I was like, you're kidding. I thought she was lending me one of her guitars because it looks like really similar, but then after the show I was just like, I couldn't believe it.
The whole time she thought she was just borrowing it,
and it was specifically made with the things that you like, your strings, this pickups, which yes, I love. And honestly, I still can't believe it. I take it everywhere with me because one of the things that she says, like, it's for you, please rock as hard as you can with it, and that's what I plan to do. I use this guitar very much the same as I use my PRS guitar. The only difference in this is that I had to like get used to the size of it. The first day I played it, I already nicked it.
No.
Oh my god, it has some battle scars. I'm not used to the
It's got a big old butt that just sticks out and probably hits everything when you're like walking by a wall. That would be the spot.
I love it. All right. This one has a very similar story to the Explorer, which is crazy to think about. I just got this last month from the one and only Matt Bellamy from Muse. They have been my idols since I could remember. And we were talking about guitar.
Okay, if this is your first time watching one of my warning videos, Muse... Oh no, my baby's sleeping and my wife just came out to tell me to keep it down. Anyway, Muse has been one of my favorite bands since I was a kid, and of course that's what really got me hooked on the Warning is their Hysteria covers that you know, I could resonate with them, and it got me more interested in seeing more of their stuff, and so that was cool. But Muse literally has inspired me and influenced me more than any other artist, and I really heard that influence in their music too, and that's what really made me connect with it. I mean, I've made so many really bad Muse covers over the course of my YouTube history since YouTube started, and it's just so exciting to see a band making new music that's been so inspired by Muse. And anyway, I had no idea she got a guitar from Matt Bellamy. I'm excited to hear this story. And it's a Manson. Nice.
Last month from the one and only Matt Bellamy from Muse. They have been my idols since I could remember. And we were talking about guitars, and at one point he just goes like, what's your favorite color? And I was just like, I panicked, I just said yellow. I was just like, but what kind of yellow? It's like mustard yellow. Before I knew it, I have a one-of-a-kind Manson mustard yellow guitar. It's the only one that exists in this color.
That's so insane.
But the model is an Onyx 6 because of the 6 strings.
Wow, so Matt has some real serious connections at Manson where you could just be like, ask her what her favorite color is and get her a guitar. That's so thoughtful. Like, what a sweetheart, Matt.
New in the Manson world. I'm just trying it out. I'm testing it out live to see what are the songs, what are the tunings that I can use on it, and overall I'm still getting used to it, but It's gonna be my new best friend. I know it. We're gonna have great times together.
That's so
and
cool.
I also
Just for
love the
story.
inverted headstock here. It's just like, ooh, nice.
You imagine being so influenced by this artist and then talking to them in person, and them getting to know you enough that they decide to give you a gift like this? That's just, I'm so happy for them, because I kind of like, I got into them right as they were starting to blow up. I was fortunate enough to see them at a small club in Minneapolis, and like it was a huge year for them after COVID, when they started really touring, and you know, Foo Fighters, all these big bands that they were getting to play with, and I'm just so happy for them, especially meeting Matt Bellamy and getting this gift. That's so cool.
So overall, really love this guitar, and I can't wait to play it more. This is the pick that I use. It's a Big Stubby from Dunlop,
Big Stubby.
and it's very funny. This is usually a jazz pickup, but I love how the grip feels on it, and honestly, this was made for me. Even though the sound could be a little bit harder with other picks, I really like this one because I feel like at the end of the day, the more comfortable you are with what you're playing, the better.
Yes.
So.
This is something me and Alan from Gaijin Guys talk about, is a lot of rock guitarists will use the bigger picks, but we both use jazz picks like this because they're actually the size of your thumb pretty much, so there's no extra pick. So they're a lot easier to control. You can get a lot cleaner sound out of them once you get used to using them. And cool to know Danny's using jazz picks too.
Because I feel like at the end of the day, the more comfortable you are with what you're playing, the better. So, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Welcome to my battle station. This is a Kemper Profiler pedal board,
Kemper.
which
Old
I
Mr. B
control
talks
every
about this
single
thing,
song
right?
that I have on here. I have all the different titles of all of our songs. Oh, let me find our new single. Wait. There it is. More. What I love about this, it doesn't sound digital at all. I've had different types of pedal boards throughout the years, but I love the Kemper because it's very organic sounding.
No, I know for a fact I'm wrong. It was like the Radius or Light Stream. I don't remember what old Mr. B uses, but this is different. The Kemper. That sounds super familiar for some reason. Does like Konami use it?
I'm not gonna lie, to build this beauty took me a while. The cool thing about the amps and cabinets that I'm using is that they have been profiled, and those are David Bendit's amplifiers, and the ones that we used to record our latest album because he was our producer. And I love that I can use the exact sound that I had for the recording and give it new life for the live version. So that is absolutely amazing to me. I usually have 4 different settings. We have the clean one. I go to my main one, and my main one are the chunky ones. That's are the things I use to do my palm mute. So they're a little less behind in gain, so that they don't feedback a lot. Then I have like my big sound, which usually I add a harmonizer to it, which I'm the only guitar on stage, so I like to have a low octave as well, so I can just kind of grow super big, and that's my whammy one.
So that's how she gets her really powerful solo sound, is she has that lower octave like subtly underneath her guitar. Very nice.
I usually have a bridge one, which has a little bit more delay and reverb on it, so that it kind of like breathes a little bit more, and that's usually all that I do in basically each song. I actually have some songs that I love to play with the expression pedal, just going an octave higher, so I would just like play a note and go and then solo.
More inspiration from Matt Bellamy using that 1 octave whammy. Whammy. That's pretty cool.
That's really cool. I don't use a lot of whammy in general for solos. It's just not my thing, but here is where I use it. I do not have a guitar plugged in. I'm just realizing that, so I can't show you. But in this one, I use the expression pedal a lot for that. Since I'm over
demonstrating the guitar pedal, forgets the guitar. That's hilarious.
Using an amp.
That's what I love about the Warning, is they're so okay with just being regular goofy people, you know.
I use the expression pedal a lot for that. Since I'm already using an amp over here, I do not find the necessity of having one here, but I love to hear my amp on stage. I love to feel the sound of the guitar, so I usually go through this Pedal Baby, which is just a preamp, into the cab so I can have my sound here. And
so this is basically her personal monitor, so she has the sound on stage, but her guitar, it's not the actual amp that's creating the sound. It's all going through that Kemper pedal.
the pedal board goes straight into the front of house console and just blast it out through the PA. Thank you for watching, everybody. You can watch our content on The Warning Rock Band on Instagram, we're The Warning on Facebook, and everywhere else. So thank you so much, and keep on rocking.
Yeah, all right. That was pretty cool. See that behind the scenes. Answered a lot of questions I had after seeing them live. But anyway, I better shut up now. My baby is trying to sleep. But that said, I do want to just make a quick note at the end of this or whatever that my new album drops January 1st. And I'd really appreciate if anyone would take some time to come over and check it out. It's just on my main channel page. It will be, I got a couple music videos and a live performance video that's very raw, very real. No editing. It's just a raw performance, but it's one of my favorite songs on the new album that's going to be dropping the day it all comes out. So I'd really appreciate that. Anyway, it's got a pretty fun rock riffy sound to it. But that's where I'm going to wrap this up. So again, thank you, Andrew, for this request. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to y'all later.